Welcome to a gentle yoga practice. My name's Kaylee. When you're ready, you can meet me in a seat. I'm going to sit up. This practice, because I'm dealing with a little bit of a congestion today and a little headache, it might be focused a little bit around that. So, if you're dealing with allergies or sinus pressure or even tension around the upper back area, might be a great practice to help show those parts of your body a little extra love and care. So when you're ready, once you found your seat, you can let your eyes close down. You might even, yeah, just let the eyes close down to start. Give yourself a few moments to settle into some stillness. Notice any urges to fidget or shift. And see if you can give yourself some grace if you need to adjust the body. Please go ahead and do so. Maybe you shrug the shoulders. If it's possible, drop into some stillness and just notice the rhythm of your natural breathing here. Notice any areas of tension and see if you can just give them as much space as they need. Breathe into the areas that feel a little tighter or a little bit more tender. And exhale, just this deep sense of acceptance for the physical experience that you're having in this moment. And take a couple more long breaths, breathing from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. And slow exhale back down from the crown of your head, all the way down into your sit bones, rooting you a little bit deeper, finding that stable, centered base. And again, breathe in from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head, finding a little bit more length in your spine. As you exhale, feel the shoulders relax onto your back and your hips get a little heavier into the earth. On your next inhale, blink your eyes open, reach your arms up over your head, interlace your fingers, press the palms up toward the ceiling, and then let the ribs lift away from your hips. So you get a little engagement through the side of your core, the obliques. Continue to breathe here as you keep rooting down through your sit bones. Find space in your lower back. So think about lengthening the spine instead of arching through your back. You're looking straight forward, right past the tip of your nose. And then let's release the arms into a twist to the right. Bring your left hand outside of your right knee. You can tent the right fingers behind you. And a little length in the spine here. Again, use your inhales to trace that tall spine from your sit bones up to the crown of the head. As you exhale, pull your low belly in toward your lower back and see if you can rotate just a little bit deeper, spinning the ribs over to the right. Sit up, stay in the twist, but lengthen the spine as you breathe in. You might look forward. And then twist as you exhale. Maybe you take your gaze back over your right shoulder. Take a couple breaths here. You can add that oscillation, or you can hold the static twist, maybe even close your eyes down. Let's keep the left hand where it is, but bring your face and your chest back through center. Bend your right elbow out to the side, so you've got like a winged arm, and then let's circle the right wrist a few times. And switch the direction of those circles. Pull the elbow back in space as you rotate. You can push into your front knee or your right knee with your left hand, so you're twisting. And then we're going to sweep this right hand underneath the left arm and reach for the left side of your ribs, kind of over out to the left side, rounding your spine. So the right fingertips are just kind of digging in to those spaces between the left side of your ribs. Let your chin tuck in towards your chest. Shrug your shoulders up toward your ears here. We're going to peel back up and open with a bent right elbow. Wing it all the way back. Look back toward the right as you breathe in. Long exhale as you reach back underneath the left arm toward the left side of your body and round your spine. Do that a couple more times. Move with your own breath here. Once you land with your right hand reaching for your left side body, you're going to go ahead and inhale the arms up over your head, big stretch, and then circle the hands back behind you. You can come onto the finger pads or you might drop the palms down. Take a little counter stretch, roll the shoulder blades down toward the spine, arch your chest. You can even scoop your butt back in space a little bit. And then let's come back through neutral, reach your arms up, find that nice tall spine, and then twist over to the left this time. Remember, the inhales are helping you find space in your spine, sitting up a little bit taller, even as you continue to root down through your right sit bone. And the exhales allow you to deepen that twist, to wrap the lungs around your heart and pull your navel towards your lower back. So the inhales, you might back out of that twist just a little bit. And the exhales deepen. Take a couple breaths, either oscillating between that gentle kind of quarter of a release to a deepening twist, or holding in the static stretch, maybe closing the eyes. We'll keep the right hand on the left knee. Now reach the left arm out to the left, circle your left wrist. Switch the direction of those wrist circles. Let the fingers be soft here. And then pull the elbow back. You're ready, reach the left arm underneath the right arm for the right side of your ribs. As you curl chin to chest, scoop the tailbone under so it's working toward your ankles. We'll shrug the shoulders to the ears. And then we'll peel back up and open and around. Long inhale. Nice and slow exhale, round around, reach for the right side of your ribs. Take a couple more here on your own. Option to close the eyes if that helps you dive into the sensations in your body. The next time you have your left fingers at your right side body, hold there for a moment. Use an inhale to peel the arms up and open. Same thing, circle them all the way around and space back behind you, but this time straighten the legs out as well. You can keep the butt down if you like. You have the option to keep the legs straight and lift the hips, or bend the knees and lift the hips. You also have the option just to keep your booty grounded. If you lift up, try and find a straight line from either your ankle up to your underarm or your knees to your underarms. If it feels great, you can drop the head and open the throat. Pressing the ground away, lifting through your chest in any variation of the stretch. And then slowly with control, if your hips are lifted, lower them down. Easy does it, easy does it. Re-extend the legs if you bent your knees. Reach your arms up, take a deep breath in. And then hinge forward with straight arms and a flat back. So your biceps are trailing your ears here. And reach as far forward as you can with a nice flat back here. Core is active, feet are flexed. Once you've hinged as far forward as you can, Come right back up to that L shape. So lift up, use your abdominals, keep the lower back spacious. We're gonna take a couple of those. So it's actually gonna be an inhale as you hinge forward. And an exhale, belly to low back as you lift straight up. 2 more times. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, stretch up. Last one, inhale, hinge forward, forward, forward. Strong core as you exhale back up. And then this time, release into a passive forward fold. You can relax the feet, let the arms drop by the legs, let the head drop so the chin curls in toward the chest. And just breathe here into the stretch. Let the head stay heavy as you slowly nod your chin over toward the left. And then slowly nod your chin over toward like the right side of the collarbone. You take a couple of those slow nods to the head. Go a little slower than you think you need to. You might even open the mouth and let the hinges of the jaw move side to side. And soften any tension around the brows, getting space in that center of the forehead area. Go real slow as you start to lift out of this forward fold, walking your hands back towards your hips. Bring palms face down on your thighs. Elbows are going to bend and pull the elbows back in space as you pull the toes toward your knees. Try and not shrug your shoulders towards your ears. So sometimes if we're shrugging the shoulders, or even if we're not sure, actually helps to go ahead and shrug the shoulders up. So let's try that. Shrug your shoulders up. Take a long inhale here. Shrug, shrug, shrug. And then slowly exhale, slow, 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 as you let the shoulders melt down your back, down, down, down onto the back of the ribs. Find neutral and just breathe. Eyes can be closed or your gaze is gently soft right past the tip of your nose. You're ready, eyes will blink open. Bend your right knee. Bring your right foot in really close to your body. It might not get quite as close. It might be out here. See if you can hug it in and then keep the spine nice and tall here. Use your fingers, interlace them around the right shin to lift the chest, to lift the crown of the head. Sasha's got a little congestion or allergies happening here too. We're going to keep that right knee hugging in. Bring your left arm around the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes back in space for your twist. Same pattern in your twist. The inhales, imagine the spine lengthening. As you exhale, actively pull the lower belly toward the lower back to create that stability, and maybe even deepen the twist. We're going to keep the right knee bent. Look forward. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And then we're going to reach the right arm up and over to the left foot. So you can keep the chest spinning open here for a side bend. You might even bring that left hand to the outside of the right knee. If the arm is just reaching up in space, that's great too. You might straighten it or bend the elbow, or even bring it back behind your low back in a little half bind. I like to do some little like half kind of mobility work here, reaching that right arm toward the left foot, sweeping it up toward the ceiling, bending the elbow so the back of the right hand comes toward the small of the back. Take a couple passes like that. Next time that right arm's reaching to the left foot, we're going to circle it all the way back behind your body. Right hand comes down. I'm gonna lift up into a side plank variation, scooching that right knee back, and then reach the left arm up. Draw some circles with your left arm. Go real slow here. Let the left hand relax, maybe even circle it out a bit. Switch the direction of those arm circles that you're making. We're going to keep that left arm lifted for a moment. The left knee, so right now that knee's straight, that knee is going to come down underneath your left hip. So you'll end up set up for thread the needle. Circle your left wrist. We're not going to set the hand down immediately. So what we're going to do is bring that left arm underneath your body, outside of the right, and just hover the left shoulder and the left ear above the mat. Bend your right elbow a bit. Come back open again on your inhale. 2 more hovers. Exhale. Feel it back open. This is the last time. We're going to hover and then set the arm down once you're ready. Finding your threaded needle. You can reach the right hand forward, corkscrew it to your low back. You can keep it exactly where it is. Just breathe into the stretch in the back of your left shoulder, your upper back, the outer edge of the left arm. If your right hand wandered anywhere, bring it back down underneath the right shoulder. We're going to release, bring that left arm up and open, big stretch. Work your way to a seated position. So straight legs to start. And shake them out, bring your hands back behind you. Maybe you take another counter stretch. Remember, this is option 1. You've got option 2 with bent knees, or option 3 with straight legs. If your hips are lifted, slowly lower the hips. Right leg stays straight. Bring your left knee in, the left heel in. Interlace your fingers around the left shin. Find a lot of length in your spine here. Sometimes it helps to bring that left foot and thigh out to the left edge of your ribs so that your chest and any of that fleshy stuff isn't in the way of you lengthening out the spine. Try and find a little ease, even in the long spine, even in that nice alert posture, that upright position. Can you relax into it? And then take your twist, hooking the right elbow outside of the left knee. Now revisit the breath. You can start to add a little pause at the top of your inhales, at the bottom of your exhales. Keep the left knee bent, but set up for our half butterfly side bend. So left foot comes to the inside of the right leg. Left arm reaches up and then stretch it over. Option to catch the left knee with the right hand. And it might feel good to just let that arm kind of reach. It might also feel good to bring some movement. If you want to take the mobility drill, you're bending that left elbow, bringing the back of the left hand to the small of the back. Let your right ear dangle, and then stretching that arm up and over. See if you can just listen to any signals from your body. Do what makes sense, what feels best here. You could be holding the static stretch and just focusing on finding that pause at the top and bottom of the breath. You might be reaching the arms straight up or back. Option to hold in that side bend position for another breath cycle. Really let the right ear be heavy. And then we're going to circle that left arm all the way up around, setting up for your side plank variation. And scooch the bottom knee underneath you and circle through the right arm, right wrist. And switch directions. If you can just let that shoulder blade really kind of do its thing, let it have a mind of its own. We're going to reach the right arm straight up. That straight leg, right knee, we're going to bend and bring it underneath the right hip. Reaching up through the right hand, circle out the wrist. We've got 3 hovers. On the third one, we'll hold. So sweep underneath the body, hover the right shoulder, hover the right ear. Inhale it back up and open, push into your left hand. 2 more times, move with your breath, take your time. On that final hover, give it a hover for a pause and then lower down and relax into your threaded needle variation. Moving the left hand if you want, keeping it where it is if that makes more sense today. Coming back to the breath, adding the pause at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. If your left hand moved, bring it back underneath the left shoulder. Release the right arm up and open. This time, go ahead and lie onto your belly, face down. And stack your forearms to make a little pillow for your forehead here and let your head drop. See if you can let go of any gripping in the legs. Maybe you wiggle the hips side to side. You always have the option to bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet. You've got your head turned to one side. Go ahead and switch to the other, relaxing into that side of the neck. Unclenching around the jaw. Softening the corners of the eyes, the edges of the lips. Last shape that we'll do before Shavasana. Come up into a sphinx or a seal pose. It feels good to separate your feet a little bit wider. Sometimes I like to kind of wiggle the ankles around, really release any gripping in the lower back. And focus on the stretch in the fronts of the hips and the thighs. This might be plenty for a lot of folks. You always have the option to press into seal, straightening your arms. You also have the option to tuck the tailbone under a bit and bend your knees, getting a more active quad stretch. Maybe even lift the knees up in a variation of bow pose here. So we're stretching the front side of the hips. If you've added this variation, be sure that you're scooping your pelvis under, so pressing pubic bone down. Sure that you're breathing into wherever you've created some compression in usually the lower spine here, but you might feel it in other areas. Breathe a sense of space into it. Maybe you tilt your chin up for another breath in. And then slowly, slowly with control, relax it all the way back down. Recreate a little pillow for your forehead and just breathe. When you're ready, slowly work your way to your back. Hug the right knee into the chest. And then use your left hand to guide your right knee across the body for a twist. You can T or cactus the right arm. And stay here Or bring your right hand behind your neck, like underneath the back of the head. So the right thumb is pressing up against that right occipital region, and the right fingers are over toward the left. And you can give yourself a very gentle massage if it feels good through the base of the skull. Go slower than you think you need. You might even just hold some pressure there as you let that right elbow point open to the right. Encourage the right knee to get heavy. It actually feels better in my body to just hold a little pressure in the finger pads and lifting that base of the scalp up with it. A breath in. And come back through the center as you exhale. Pause there. If straight legs or bent knees, whatever feels best. Breathe one full round of breath in neutral. And then draw the left knee into your chest. And guide it into your twist. Keeping the left arm either in that T or cactus shape, or bringing the left hand to cradle the back of the head and the neck. And just using your fingers to gently apply some pressure to the sides of the scalp or the base of the skull. Try and keep the face relaxed, even if you're adding a little bit of effort into the left hand and arm. You let the rest of the body stay pretty relaxed here. Let go of any gripping in the soles of your feet or your toes or your ankles. Slowly come back through the center. Straighten out the legs. Bring your hands so that the fingertips land along the hairline. The thumbs are right above the ears. The fingers are just right above the hairline there. Push the finger pads in and kind of bunch the hands up like you're trying to lift your face gently. Hold that pressure. Take a breath. And release. Take your peace fingers to the inner eyebrows. Press out and up gently. So all of these pressure points are pretty gentle. Hold the pressure. Take a full breath. Bring your peace fingers to your temples and gently, maybe you draw some small circles. Slow, slow, slow. Switch the direction of the circles and just press gently inward as you do. You might be able to feel the pulse around your temples there. Take a breath. Release, bring your thumbs right on the sides of the bridge of your nose and pull up gently. Bring your index fingers to the center of your forehead. Bend the index fingers so that it's just the side of the finger that's pressing down as you lift the bridge of the nose up. And when you're ready, find Shavasana. And stay here. Listen for my voice in just about a minute to end our practice. See if you can keep your eyes closed and move really slow and deliberately as you work your way to a seat. I've got one more little kind of, if you've got any discomfort in the eyes, dry eyes, irritated eyes, well, rub the palms of the hands together quite briskly so you can generate some good heat. So keep rubbing. Keep rubbing just a little longer. You really want to get the palms of the hands as hot as you can. Keep rubbing, rubbing, rubbing. And then cup the eyes with the palms of the hands. Stay there, take a couple breaths. Bring your hands to your heart. Gentle bow of the head as we honor each other in this practice of yoga together, saying namaste. And thanks for hanging out. Keep taking good care of yourself. I hope that you're feeling as well as possible. And if you're not, I hope you're feeling great again soon.